watching the Mystical Green Beanie.
Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and I guess I'm going to be making update videos talking about each issue of Man of Steel because I really wanted to talk about this issue. So, without further delay, let's get into it. And as far as the overall story goes, there are a lot of plot threads being carried out. Most notably the ones from the DC Nation preview short and, of course, the Action Comics 1000 short. So, there's this woman named Robinson Goode, who's apparently a replacement for Lois Lane, and she can kind of sense that something's off about Clark Kent. Not only did his wife and son disappear, but Clark just behaves very strangely. And I'm not sure if this is hinting at the fact that she's got to figure out that Clark is Superman or not, but it also seems like she's a villain who has some sort of nefarious plot for the Daily Planet. So, to have a villain figure out that Clark Kent is Superman, while also being disguised as a reporter, which, unlike in the real world, in the DC universe is an honorable and noble and honest profession, would be very interesting, because it challenges everything that Clark Kent believes in as a journalist and as an honorable man. And I gotta give credit where credit's due, Bendis does a great job writing a newsroom. And I'm entirely sure that the depiction of the Daily Planet is accurate to who an actual newsroom is, because Bendis, before he worked in comics, was a journalist. And the Daily Planet just feels busy and somewhat dour and on edge. So far, I'm really liking Bendis' approach to Perry White, and Perry's jaded view of what the news is in today's society, or at the very least, the society of the DC Universe, because Clark brings Perry a hard-hitting story about Superman's battle with the Toyman in Coast City, and Perry just shrugs it off, because of course he would. Superman fights a giant mech robot piloted by a crazy person. Yeah, that's not news anymore. And that's something that I never really thought about in regards to journalism in the DC universe. Like, yeah, it would be less special after 15 or so years of Superman operating in the DC universe, because of course he defeats the Toyman. You know, at this point it would be more newsworthy if he didn't. And we get a lot of this in Ultimate Spider-Man and his run on Daredevil, but I really did want to point out just how much I love Bendis writing newsroom scenes, and this feels like something that is right up his alley. And as much as I hate to admit it, I'm starting to get interested in the Rogol-Zar plot. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the character design, like, at all. It just looks and feels too generic, and if Jim Lee is the one who came up with this design, then I'm sorry, but you've done better in the past. Way better. But the material surrounding the character himself is pretty cool. This ancient council of cosmic entities in the DC universe were approached by Rogol-Zar about destroying Krypton in an ethnic cleansing, and after the council denies his pleas, Krypton suddenly blows up, and this causes the elders of the DC universe to start turning on each other and pointing fingers. One of them, named Lord Gundalo, meets with Appa Aliapsa, who's one of the Guardians of the Universe from the Green Lantern comics, and she accuses him of being some sort of conspirator to bring about the destruction of Krypton. And as much as I dislike Bendis going back to Krypton just from an ideas perspective, it's one of those situations, like I said in my Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse trailer breakdown, I don't believe that bad ideas exist within the realm of fiction. There's only poor execution. And so far, based off this issue, I'm potentially liking what Bendis is adding to the death of Krypton. But we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. We also get to see more of what happened to John and Lois, which is expertly drawn by Jason Fabok, who I neglected to credit in the last issue. Apparently he's going to be working on all of the flashbacks for the Man of Steel miniseries, and it looks like a giant robot cockroach did something to them? I don't know. I don't expect this plot to be wrapped up until the very end, but whatever the case may be, I think Ambush Bug might have something to do with it, because he's in this book, and we still don't know what's going on with the fires, and honestly, I'm not sure if this is going to be related to what's going on with Rogol-Zar or Robo-Roach, but we'll just have to wait and see. As far as the art goes, it's done by Doc Shaner, who does a pretty decent job, but It's nowhere near as good as his work in Future Quest or even his other Superman works from The Adventures of Superman, but that could probably just be a colorist issue because Alex Sinclair is a colorist who I'm used to seeing color Jim Lee and not Doc Shaner, so that's probably what's throwing me off. But I still thought the art was fine. If anything, I loved what Shaner did with the panel layout. I just thought that was very creative and fun. But yeah, issue 2 of Man of Steel, pretty good. I'm still proceeding with cautious optimism because Bendis, but I would be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy what I read. So, that was issue 2. I enjoyed it a lot, but what about you? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I'm the Mystical Green Beanie, thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos, adios.